Hey everyone, welcome back to our playthrough of Disco Elysium. My chair is breaking apparently or something when I was moving. But anyways, welcome back. Last episode was a fucking mess. We fucked up everything. But we got some stuff fixed and got some things done. We have our gun and now we can confront Ruby in here without dying like we did on accident, without saving. I did save. Just to be sure, we're gonna save again. Okay. That's what happens when you record shit back to back and you think you save, but then you don't. So, anyways, if you do enjoy this episode, remember to like and subscribe and let's go. Run! Yes. It does feel strange. We're gonna go out.
Suddenly, your entire body
This is what happened before.
Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before.
She's horrendous
Through
looking.
the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Cover your ears.
No, buddy.
Oh.
That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
You're under arrest.
Really now. Check this out.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent
I don't want to die.
static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
You're gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world.
Why?
At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this
I
thing?
built it myself.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
Have you experienced the compression yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not the cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Can you turn it down so we can ask you
If
something?
you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal on mattress.
This is fucking crazy, you know that?
Damn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Okay.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel, the washwoman.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Preparing for the worst.
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Laylee?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
You're right. When we threatened to arrest her because you broke, she told us me everything.
Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
It took him some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Wasn't it you who called me to the human can opener? It's not a personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Honestly, I don't know how I do it. I just stumble in here. Can you please explain this shit to me?
What shit? I told you I didn't do it. Sounds pretty simple to me.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Would you say Laylee was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
There was nothing more personal that you had against him? Perhaps his way with women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me.
Okay.
And definitely not a reason to off someone.
Did you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
You don't feel sympathy for mercs? It's hard work.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, They're paid well for what they do. I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi for when Laylee was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon me.
There was 10 minutes they couldn't count for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Play pinball
No.
much?
Not since I was 14 and hanging out in the only diner in Dardun. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving to the city. Why?
There are some mysterious pinball machines and some pretty mysterious rooms in the whirling.
Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not really interested in supernatural mysteries.
What kind of mysteries interest you
Not
then?
murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking.
She looks you in the eye impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter.
That's
any
a
further.
shame because I happen to be a paranatural detective.
Cool. They sent a ghost cop after me.
What about the elevator?
Congratulations.
You like elevators?
The fuck do elevators have to do with anything?
Don't you?
Not particularly.
Not even quaint old rickety
I'm
ones.
not really into old shit for old shit's sake.
God damn it!
So you know she's not an antiques enthusiast.
Right.
Not my jurisdiction, man. But it also doesn't sound like she used that secret route at all.
There's a secret way from the ground floor to the whirling roof.
Don't know it, but also,
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
the shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
You liked her a
I
lot.
considered her a good friend, yeah.
Is peeping one of your hobbies?
Pissing, pinball, and now peeping. I'm just not following your insinuations, detective.
Just the hole in her wall is pretty suspicious.
I'm not aware of any hole in Claudia's wall. And if I had been, I would have told her to get it sealed. That's what friends do.
So you haven't been watching her, Claudia, through the hole in the wall?
Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
But you wanted to be more than just friends.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Claudia was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
Then what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
She said you got very angry when you started seeing Laylee, threatened her.
Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
And despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching?
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
There are other things.
Go ahead.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
Did you leave any flowers for her on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
There weren't just flowers, there were symbols of
So
revolution.
now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Okay.
No, I did not.
You didn't leave the Maybells. You have a gun.
And?
It's friendly. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Where'd you get it?
The gun store.
What gun
Trigger
store?
Happy Jacks.
What does... That doesn't sound the same name of the real
What
store.
did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
What kind of gun is that?
Way 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
There's other evidence someone asked you about.
Evidence.
Like hanging out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
What's great about
It's
it?
very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Come in.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
You've been running drugs in Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, he didn't. I found out my own way.
Great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the union.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
But you're threatening us with it.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of you.
Okay, let's take a step
Yeah?
back.
Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the merc if it wasn't
How
you?
should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinaise.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your
She
version.
eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
She seemed high to you.
Yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
She said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
She said you made it look like I had a plan prepared when you got up there.
No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Her idea?
In cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy boys.
She seemed calm.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed him herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going... fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
If you didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop, that strange, distant fear is getting close now.
What do you mean,
It's
La
a fear
Puta Madre
of
agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Who's everyone? How do you know
Everyone
this?
in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Tell me, what's my name? If you know that much about me, you know my
Harry
name.
Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
I've heard of him. He's dangerous,
Is
right?
that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both.
No, it's a real question.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
What did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Who was in the
Well,
squad?
it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell
One
me?
of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in
I
uniform.
don't know who the blonde would be.
All were carrying. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are. Literally. Satellite Officer Vicmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Minot. We can either take a room here in the whirling or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
They're in Martinaise.
Friction, lock, set.
Don't leave me here. Please leave.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Do you know anything about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout
Don't
there.
know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer.
I guess we have to try. What is this on the ground?
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell.
You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine. Assessing the damage, her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
No.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You need to give her options.
What options?
You know.
Maybe I just talk her out of it.
This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives.
Please, just walk away.
She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
I did my best.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
I think she didn't do it.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Thanks for auto-saving. No cooking utensils, prepared herself porridge and bananas. $8.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlights on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Shift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Okay.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
Examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name. Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously.
Okay, that's
The
unranked
journal
trap.
falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the
The
handwriting.
large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Kind of
Hard
logistics.
to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal.
How far back does
The
entries go?
first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What did she write the day a lady died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Anything about La Puta
That
Madre?
name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre. M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Okay.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call?
Yeah, what do you
Did
mean?
M call her personally? Why? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. This must be a mistake. You didn't follow through. You should have shot her in the head.
This is coincidence. I would never kill people for a mob
The
boss.
thought steadies your nerves. The journal stops shaking in your hand.
The 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
That would be a first.
Yeah.
Or a fourth. But who's counting? He thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
Am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
If she didn't do it, then maybe it's a good thing she didn't
I
catch
wouldn't
her.
go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Who do you think killed the merc?
Classy was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or
But no one heard the shot.
maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
True. Ugh.
The plane wreck, it was pitched by...
Okay. And we still need to find the murder weapon.
Yes?
Do you think we should put our logic into this? I don't know. Interesting stuff is happening. Probably don't need my gun hanging out. you have anything to say?
Awakana the
I thought I could travel from here. I can't. I guess I have to walk. Oh,
Stop. Now. It is time.
for what?
Crisis. Death. You can feel it in your blue soul.
What am I supposed to
Be
do?
prepared. Make sure you have your pepper box in your hand. Your fingers reflexively reach for the ViaEstelar 9mm pistol in your pockets.
I'll fit it with my bare hands if I have to.
It would be better if you didn't have to. It's not just your own life that will be at stake.
Okay.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth.
Oh!
To the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Oh, there's that person.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
Jesus.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sword.
I don't have my gloves on! Kim, what's going on here?
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Courty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I
Look at
know
all
guys
Angus
like
is a
this.
little chunky.
I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
This guy over there. Is that the gun we're looking for? That kind of looks like what we have, but ours is sold off over there on the left.
Peaceful.
That guy. He looks like a murderer.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
The big one is the mercenary at the gate.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
Let's walk away for now.
No, we have to step in. This is not going to end well if we don't.
We're out of time.
The
This
Mercenary Tribunal. No.
Okay. Stop. This is the police.
Get lost, comedian. You
Oh.
cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
I don't have my gauntlets on.
I think he's calmed down a bit. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire.
I could talk to him.
You can't think that way now. This is serious.
Pig, fuck!
Easy. No one needs to die here today.
No, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribals hung him up for everyone to see.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand. Feels like it's saying, do it. Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. No, wait.
Okay.
It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just soften him up first. Present an argument. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it, the big one. If you talk to him, he will rattle you, not the other way around. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have, then move down from that. Please.
Who's that?
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer, Owen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
The killer?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Cloven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
He kills?
Smart loincloth. He fucks natives up. Soldier of the apocalypse style.
They didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did then?
I just need a little time to figure it out.
Time. You had time to fuck around in that church, to run errands for your union chief. I saw you.
Time is up, loincloth. Give me a name. Now!
Someone else. Someone who's
How
here.
fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
It's one of you.
One of us? You saying
It's
we?
that guy.
What if I just shot one of your pals here right now? Huh? How about the kid? Go ahead. Tell me we fucking killed our own colonel one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her.
Think.
Your mind grinds to a halt. All you can see is the revolver in the man's
Fuck
armored
me.
hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish gasping for air.
She wasn't even
You
there.
pull the trigger. A plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle. The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Fuck this!
Gene! Cancel Lizzie! Now!
He'll be ripped apart. They all will. The moment the third man opens fire, and he knows it. He wants you to open fire on the mercenaries before he does. He's waiting for you and your partner to be the shield.
Let's try this one.
Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth.
Where are you, Cordy?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
As he moves,
Listen to the
interlocking
got
pieces
shot,
of
guys.
his armor click. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Cortiner. The dead man's name is Elise Cortiner. He's brothers with the deceased. No, probably foster brothers. Elise was put into a foster home, remember?
Yeah.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer, you're all sentenced to death by lead.
I know that name.
He sways from left to right, inspecting you.
I'm sorry about your brother.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck.
Beaten by a foster parent or someone on the farm.
And went to the same military academy, the same unit, and the same war.
Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Fucking left him in a fucking leaf compactor.
Laylee.
Yes, when he was small, just an
We
infant.
researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things.
They fucking put Laylee in a leaf compactor, and now these cunts finished the job.
It's a mindfuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Major, permission to.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
He had blue eyes, didn't he, your brother?
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths.
Everyone says these good things about him. He was a talker.
What do you mean, talker?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kip-tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be. If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, Clay Monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Your brother did not deserve to go out like this. I promise. I will find his
Find
killer.
his killer. Cop, his killers stand right there, shitting their pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them.
They didn't...
Shush. Blood's all gone out now. Not long to go till the rattle starts. 1 down, girl. 7 to go.
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
Let's try that one.
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Cranell would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Just be clear, you're officially in charge of this unit after the death of your colonel. Cranell does not give you the right to conduct a tribunal.
Pops! You have no idea about the rights Cranell extends to us.
It's not
if
right.
I fuck and kill you,
I don't know what to say.
that streetlight by your shit pipes, then that's called a necessary display of force. No one's going to give a shit about dead loincloths. That's reality.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off the gun. This did something.
Where's she can explain
Who
this?
the fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left!
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
What do you mean she left?
She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these assholes showed up!
We should have arrested her.
Right.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the moment.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
The Wild Pines rep does not approve of this.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
We're working together. She knew you were out of... She took... Does not forgive you for massacring a bunch of innocent
The man
people.
stares at you with bloodshot
I don't know
eyes,
what to say.
A bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening. Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something else. Get him distracted.
Fucking waste this fuck!
You're all drunk. Look at yourselves.
Yes. So what?
The judgment's impaired. You'll regret
Yeah.
this.
I'm clear as day. Fucking government-ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again, and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
I guess that's what we have to do.
A small explosion expels the bullet from the chamber. With a puff of smoke, it hits the man square in the chest.
I don't know what else to
producing
do.
a soft click
Oh,
like dice rolling, the kinetic energy of the 9mm front.
I don't know what else to do.
Is distributed evenly across the chest piece and into his hands.
This is fucked up. Do we need to restart? I can't fucking ever win this game!
Give it another try.
I'm just...
Kill him.
Let's restart.
To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly.
I don't know what to do. I've already
The
fought.
shot rings and you stumble. Something violently
I
tugs
don't
at your
know
shoulder,
what to
pushing you
do.
backwards with incredible force.
I don't know what to fucking do. I just need to restart. I guess.
A volcano of burning pain erupts from your left shoulder.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. He has to. The rifleman will fire at you again. Then, 2 shots ring and you hear
he's
a
dead.
scream. But you're too
Sheesh!
hurt to see who got hit.
Hit the rifleman.
Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. The sounds coming from his helmet are not human. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant.
Who screamed?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like red geysers. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic.
What is
And
this?
a pistol raised, aiming at your chest, point blank. Then the man squeezes the trigger.
Look him in the eye.
A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil, and the end. Here it comes. Death.
Let it happen. I
You
guess we're
simply
gonna have...
blink. Then something inside your
I don't
pelvis
know
explodes.
what else
Your
I can
entire
do.
lower body is on fire and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it.
What do I see?
Nothing. A persisting darkness.
Oh.
Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadows cast by them. Like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
No one wants to do anything with me. No one wants to party with me. The wolf is at the door, Kim. He will eat the sun. The fast I owed. Wince in pain. Kim, I lied about not remembering who I am. I made it up. I remember everything. There's a white shadow that smells like apricots. It's always there. That one.
Stay with me.
I can't forget it, even when I drink so much. She should have started loving me again, but I called her and now she won't. Please call her, Kim. She won't listen to me.
Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him, a shadow towering.
Oh, God.
Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Scream immediately. He's gonna die.
No, Kim!
No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes are full of fear.
We can't let Kim die.
That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. He grabs the gun from your bloody hand and fires behind him. You hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears like someone pressed stop on the tape. The hulking figure, too, is gone. And so is Kim. And the whole world.
Fall into darkness.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
No! Let me back in the fight.
The fight?
I had to
There
find
is
out who
no
killed
fight.
them.
The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper.
Don't talk to me like that, first of all.
Take the door.
I don't want to hear your voice as the last voice when I die.
He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours. Hurting. Moaning in his and
in his
rotting.
sleep, sorry.
And being
Ew.
disinfected. And smelling of drugs and feeling saliva in his mouth. Drifting in painkillers. Thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally, we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call.
The engine of a Caprice Kinema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets worse.
Jesus. Why did I pass any of my checks? That mattered. I'm so bad at this game. But I'm being very much entertained, and hopefully you guys are
You see
too.
the lieutenant's familiar shape.
Oh, they
in
cleaned
the
my
orange
room?
Jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Kim.
Sunrise, Parabellum.
The room is clean.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have I been out?
2 days, in and out.
Day
You've been
8.
up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
What did you say? Sunrise?
Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
Isn't that written on your...
My gun, it's engraved on
Cops
it.
like it.
Is it war
The
today?
gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
Good.
Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay.
What happened?
What happened? You shot the major, and successfully, a firefight ensued.
What happened then?
As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit. With his carabine. I was looking for a clear line of sight. When I found it...
He sounds a tiny bit sorry he did not find it before you got hit.
I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo died before they made it to intensive care.
Ooh.
Titus died in the hospital. Yesterday. Alain and the young musician, I forget his name, they are all that's left.
Titus is
Yes.
dead?
You were bleeding out. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm the Major before he got a jump on me.
Thank you. Although...
I was not able to kill him, as I should have. Crenel took him. A stray bullet killed the Pole, though. And that's what happened.
Titus is dead?
Yes.
And the Major?
He's in a private hospital across the river. Crenel claimed him from the local butcher shop where Titus died. Turns out he's insured.
There is unveiled anger in his voice.
We won't get to him anymore. The good news is he's not coming here either. I did some damage.
How many casualties to the Union side total?
6. Glenn, Theo, Shanky, Angus. The fat one, he took a lot of bullets. And Titus. And Elizabeth too. Elizabeth Beaufort was her name. The gardener.
She didn't make it?
No, she bled out before Everard's surgeon could help her. Everard sent his personal doctor, but a costly loss for the Union. She was being trained for leadership.
If I would have presented a theory better to their leader...
She never had a chance. She should not have been there in the first place. There was no way to convince them.
Stop this line of thought now. You're too broken for ghosts.
And that's...
All.
I don't see how this could have gone any better.
Let's face it, officer. It could have gone a little better. You could have not missed. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized. Yet. And we are still alive. Both of us.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
The pitch I gave him, you took it...
Sunrise Parabel.
Oh,
Isn't that...
The gates of the harbor.
Sorry.
I think we may have had... That's right. Ouch.
That one.
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
Did he ever have it on?
The close proximity of death must have made the lieutenant contemplate his life choices. He's done with the jacket.
How...
Pretty bad,
ouch am
officer.
I?
You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade, luckily missing your lung and heart. The second shot hit you in the thigh, the left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet had to be removed. Bacterial infection was treated with mercurochrome.
Can I walk?
We will see.
Has someone in my station been to see me?
No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer is his name. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says.
They don't care about me at all.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
They haven't seen any... Odd, you haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
That means he hasn't seen them around while you were out. They're not really worried about you. If they were, wouldn't they be here?
Better not agitate yourself further. It's already hurts.
Sorry.
Are you hurt?
Not very. I have a concussion from the Major beating me with the butt of his gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see him coming. Stupid of me.
If not my station, who treated me?
I did.
Thank you.
No need.
Okay. Kim is just like me.
Easy now.
For real.
How are you?
I'm very bad, Kim. Things are very bad.
The lieutenant doesn't reply. Just looks at you, teetering on your feet.
Ouch.
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Dramamine? Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad.
What happens now,
I
Kim?
honestly don't know.
But I don't... Good, because I totally do.
Do you? Because we can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too.
Trace is gone?
Yes, she left yesterday morning.
Yeah, she
to
was
meet the
there.
board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Who did it, Kim? Who killed the
I don't know.
hangman?
I think the theory you presented, it's someone else, outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. What?
This one, remember?
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
He's wrong.
Everything is connected to the
Okay.
case. Hmm. From the... How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be?
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
This is because I'm La Pumare's person,
Don't be
isn't it?
narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is not a decisive factor in this case.
That does make some sense.
What with the hole in the wall? Someone was checking her out.
I don't know. That's been there for years.
The goddamn
Yes,
footprints.
God curse the footprints. Not solving the case for us. Au diable.
There was a hidden weapon cache under the building.
We
Revolutionary.
could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
Can't believe these fucking useless.
No need to be melodramatic.
The miracle hasn't happened yet. It's not over.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window, then back at you. It's morning outside. You think.
You know what I think about solving crimes?
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
Solving crimes is almost
It
impossible.
can feel that way sometimes, yes.
He sounds surprisingly weary.
You're not ready to give up, are you?
No. Are you ready to limp?
I'm
Good.
ready.
Where do you want to limp to?
Ballistics. In Clausia's room. Do it properly.
Let's check Claudia's room
Why not?
upstairs.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
I fixed the air traffic aside. Where's the back door again? Look, the door's open. You can walk right into Kim's room. Oh, Kim? Kim? Please.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
I had Gart open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go. I am sure neither of us feels solid. Yes?
Hmm. I have to go back through here. Okay. Gleaming white enamel. Ultra Lakers, maybe if you don't run, it'll be okay. Ooh, well, I just ran. What's this? Well, she left something on the table.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
A gift?
What could this gift be?
I am not drawing my gun, yet. But I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster as he studies the note. Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay?
She left in a hurry.
It's hardly surprising.
Oh? A thread made of nylon is out the room out to the roof.
This window is pristine, at least on the inside. A red thread has been taped to the glass using adhesive tape. It trembles ever so slightly in the cold wind.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
Let's do it.
Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind.
What
In
is
it
that,
are
man?
two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
What position are they
Like
in?
the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back.
Oh,
It's
right
the
here.
night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. The red thread bisecting the room shows the trajectory of the bullet.
Where'd it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Where's the thread lead?
Maybe if you extrapolate all possible points of origin first, the thread will make sense.
These are all far away. Expect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Have a look, point A. Roof.
Ruby ruled this out vehemently. The shot would have been heard from downstairs, where no one heard it. The likelihood of A prime has fallen drastically.
It can't be
You
all
may
the
be
way
looking for
there.
a sniper. The shot had to come from a greater distance, beyond A prime. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinaise?
Yes.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Let's start with the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. This would explain why no one heard the gunshot. The bullet came from far away.
About the inlet.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
Okay, the inlet.
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. On an islet in the bay of Martinaise, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 8B and 33A. The angle would have been extreme and access to the islets is questionable, but it is a possibility. Then there's the thread the witness left. She did have a first-hand view of the event. Perhaps she found something in the outer reaches of her memory of it. You need to inspect it again.
Okay. Now where does the thread lead?
It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof. B triple prime.
This one?
The island in the bay.
Is she trying to tell us it came from the
Unless
island?
she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point.
How did she know how to do this?
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof, staring at the glass.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
This is her way of saying sorry.
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make?
This is also one of the few places in Martinaise we haven't been to.
So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
Maybe we need to go to the island. Kim, let's go to the fucking island.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
And now the net picker, she's tearing a boat. Yeah, that... Lillian.
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Should we go out here? I'm just making sure there's nothing out here. Okay. Let's head downstairs. None of this went the way I was planning. But does anything ever go the way you plan in Disco Elysium? Absolutely not.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
I did, thank you. Big improvement.
You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire. I give credit where credit is due, and
thanks.
that, sir, was an honest effort. I was watching until it went down. Crawled inside then. Bullets started flying. Anyway, I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. It just felt I needed to specify that.
Where did everyone go?
You know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business.
What happened to the man with the sunglasses?
I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad.
So I have a mission. When it happened, you were right out there on the balcony?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a badass.
I guess you're a badass.
Yeah, I don't know. Clients were panicking. And also, I guess I sort of found out that I don't give a shit if I die.
He means it. It's not just boasting. It's something he discovered about himself, stepping onto that balcony.
Thanks.
No problem. They'll come back. They always do.
All the Hardys are dead.
Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
What about you, dude? It's all about money, you know. Okay. I can't believe they're all... What does this say?
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
Words. Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found words of her masterpiece. Un jour j'ai sari de retour presde something.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
It smells like fuel oil.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
I'm trying to apply.
You could buy some smokes, light up a ciggy and throw it in there. You know, just to see what happens. See?
I could. I guess that is what we're gonna do to end this episode because I am exhausted and don't want to start anything new. No one's here. What do you have to say, Manana?
The boyadero stares at you with respect, then gestures towards the trickles of blood adorning your clothes.
Danger comes with Bardier lifestyle, right?
There are types of danger. The one I'm usually concerned with is lung cancer or getting mauled by wildlife. Not bullets. It calls back to an older era where this was commonplace, though. You have a true boyadero heart.
Right, so where's everyone?
Hiding, gathering themselves. The harbor's in full lockdown, friend. No getting in or out, for the time being.
You can't help me inside?
No, man. Not today. Today is war.
He says it matter-of-factly, like it's no big deal.
What's gonna happen next?
Time will tell. I'll tell Everard you dropped by. I'm sure he'll be glad.
What will you be doing now?
I'll be okay here, doing lookout. Quite the sight, aren't they? Getting to like that rare I am. Don't worry about me. I live to alleviate the worries of our brothers. See if any insane killers turn up. Then I'll run.
Try not to get shot.
I'm sure I'll be luckier than you, friend.
A colourful display of...
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister.
This has been a wild episode. I don't know how bad I fucked up or what. Let's check on Kuno and see if he has anything to say before we do it.
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool.
Guess that's true.
Cool. That's very cool to Kuno. Just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
Okay.
Watch out, pig. It's a dangerous world out there. But Kuno's got his eyes on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Who knows? Fuck does Kuno care?
He's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Of course he is.
The graffito has... This was Cindy the Skull.
Step back, Lieutenant.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering. The falling snow turns to vapor above the burning message, mingling with the black smoke.
Disco
The
Elysium.
lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters. The flames warmed him too. Not at all in a bad way.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
let's go. We're not gonna quit yet. This is gonna be a longer episode. We're gonna go get to the island. And then...
Officer, what happened? You're wounded. Why are you wounded? You look terrible.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
I got shot in the foot. It's pretty bad. Some people hurt me.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
I also got shot in the chest.
That's nothing to brag about, officer.
It's not serious. He'll be okay.
See the other guys, they're all dead.
So you're a killer. That's good, I guess. Better than being dead.
I was killed long before this happened. I'm not a killer.
I guess you are. I understand that's how it goes.
I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to get to the island.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
Can we borrow your boat?
If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat. And no joyriding either.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes.
What's on that island?
She smiles at you.
Should I say it? Nothing, just ruins. Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war, for the communes. An anti-aircraft gun, I think, bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. I always steer clear of it.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
Who has been, if not you?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me.
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took this city.
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
What kids?
The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest.
Yeah.
They have a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do.
Is there anything I should know about before going there?
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water's deep there.
Okay.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Thank you for all your skips to get there.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
Okay. See you. Hello.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Have you been to the island?
That island?
Yes, the one I need to know about it there.
Nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire and bullets. Or not real bullets, empty bullets.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
What do you mean shells?
I don't know what those are.
What then?
They're nice. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy. They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
Someone lives on the island?
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Why is he the fire guy?
Because he asks to put the fire out.
Why does he ask to put the fire out?
I don't know. He doesn't like it. He don't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes.
You mentioned something about lights?
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the guy? Age? Does he live there?
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else?
I don't know.
How come?
We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there.
Your father used to go to the island too, didn't he?
Our father killed himself.
Oh.
Don't say that, he didn't.
Father did not kill himself.
I don't know. Doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father isn't the fire guy.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
That's all you know. Is there anything more you can tell me about the island?
There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Okay, go to the island. Are you the more weapon? Hello, lady.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't
I got shot.
Even I can see that. I told you not to bring your trouble with you, policeman. We've got troubles of our own here. Though I suppose you took the worst of it. Turns out you were your own ill omen.
I guess you're right. The men with guns were coming for me after all.
I'm not sure those were the last of the men with guns either. There are always more coming for your kind, officer.
Then we'll be ready for them.
I'm gonna put these gloves on. Our boat right here. Let's get in it.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
I'm not ready yet. I mean... I have to do these all. And I have to do that. So I don't think there's anything else I can do. I have the clothes I want. I'm just gonna save here. Let's see. We're gonna do one of these, delete all those. Do one of these, delete all those. Do it again, delete all those. Do all this, delete all those. Because I'm not going back. There's no going back. We're gonna save. Save one more time. Okay, let's get in the boat.
Skiff, once you get... Have you made... Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox. What's what? who else will blast the Sad FM on our way to the island?
Fine. Let's blast Sad FM then.
Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Let's go, Kim. Oh man, we're sickening.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free.
Well, this is the song.
It will last forever. Eternally.
That's where the tent was over here. There's the church. I guess the church was white. Or is that seagull shit? We never got into that building. I don't even know how you would get in there. Maybe that's with Kuno. Ew, oil. I kind of like this song.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence. In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance.
Let's go.
Okay. We're on this island. Feel like we're getting close to the end of the game. But this is going to have to be the end of this episode because it's almost 11:30 at night and I have to go open my work tomorrow. So when I get off, I'll come back and finish this weekend. I'm already like, I think 10 episodes, 12 episodes ahead of everybody at the date of recording this. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I will see you next time. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.